And so if you're in the situation where you feel at all like not confident enough to do that, that will come. So just keep going, because we've actually, as I say, we've spoken in front of like 400 of the top. That's probably the scariest thing, wasn't it, Ash, when you speak at VP, when you speak at area retreat in front of 400 of the top Arbonne people, because other people, like an Arbonne crowd is so good. Like, Arbonne crowd wants to be there, they want to hear from you. Whereas if you were to go in the corporate, like oil and gas industry, you walk into a meeting and people literally sit like, Arbonne people are the best crowd ever. So I'm excited to see you all speaking, by the way, at Area Manager Retreat next year. Really, really excited about that. So I'll tell you a bit about my background so that you know who I am. I am an accountant by day. It's very glamorous, not. And I've done that since I left school. So I left school knowing that I had basically, I knew that I had no idea what I wanted to do. So I was in a bit of a pickle when I left school, because I've got an older brother and sister that went to university, and that really stressed me out that they went to uni, and I thought, I need to go to university, I need to get a degree because my parents won't be happy unless I do that. But I knew that there was nothing that I wanted to go and study, like that I would bother studying, and my attention span is like a goldfish. So I'd have probably gone to uni, spent a month there, enjoyed the social life, and then dropped out. Like, that is exactly what would have happened if I'd have gone to uni. I would have gone for the social. So I decided not to go to uni. Had a few years of finding myself, if you will, finding myself, and then went into an office. I thought, I'll do an office job, a safe office job, so that my parents are happy. So I went into an office, and I kind of found my way into accounting. One of my bosses actually said, you should do chartered accountancy. That'll be like a really good stepping stone for you. So I started doing that. I do quite like numbers, but really sitting at a desk for the rest of my life, I don't know if that's anyone's dream. So started doing accountancy, started doing that, and then Arbonne came into my life. So when the oil and gas industry in Aberdeen was booming, one of my friends jokes about this. We met at the oil company that we worked in, and she used to call us driftwood. She was like, no one would even know that we were there, because we would just turn up, and the company was so big that they didn't even care if you were there or not. I'll tell you a story. One day I forgot my phone. So I turned to the guy next to me, I was like, do you think I could go home and get my phone and come back without anyone noticing? And he was like, yeah, definitely. Like, no one will notice, definitely. He was a bad influence, by the way. So I was like, right, okay, let's do it. Drove home, literally 25 minutes later, came back, sat down at my desk. No one had even noticed I'd gone. So that is how I feel the oil and gas industry is in Aberdeen. And it was pretty good wages at that time, I'm not going to lie. You got a good salary. And I thought, this is quite comfortable. I'm getting good salary here. I play golf as well. I play competitive golf on the side, and I was doing my studies outside of work. So I thought, I just don't really need anything. And when Ashley introduced me to Arbonne, Ashley Ray, to be quite honest, I thought she'd lost the plot. If any of you know Ashley Ray, imagine that approaching you in Starbucks like a sweaty mess, like, oh my God, this business is amazing. I was like, she has lost her mind. And Ashley's so energetic that I just kind of thought, I couldn't do that. I can't do whatever it is that she's trying to make me do. I'm not like her. I can't do that. And that's one of my favourite things about Arbonne, is the different people that you find in the company. You will find people, you'll find doctors, nurses, stay-at-home moms with four babies at the top of this company, and they're all amazing people, they're all genuine people, they're all humble people. And that's one of the things that I noticed really quickly after signing up to the business, was leadership in this company is like nothing I've ever experienced before. And the fact that people going out of their way to help you. I don't know if any of you work in the corporate industry, but I'd imagine you probably wouldn't come across a lot of people going out of their way to help you. Whereas in Arbonne, it's like the complete opposite. So I actually joined the business because of the products. I said to Ashley, I'll try a couple of products overnight, because I don't know what this weird scheme you're trying to sign me up to is, but I'll try the products. Tried the products overnight and realised a massive difference in my skin. So I thought, okay, if I'm not going to recommend all these to my friends and have her getting paid for it, that is genuinely the reason that I signed up to Arbonne. I was like, I'm going to get paid for this. So I signed up. 2.5 years into the business, we went region, which is amazing, because in the beginning, when you see that slide presentation, does anyone else just look at it and think, does anyone get the car? Does anyone remember looking at the presentation and thinking, does anyone actually earn that money or get the car? And I thought it was so far removed from normal people, like to get to that level, to get to that income. And I just feel like we've had a lot of fun with it. It's such a fun business to be part of. So because of that, I've actually handed in my notice to my job a couple of weeks ago. So I've got 4 days left of my job, and something interesting happened recently. So basically, I don't know if anyone saw it, I did a Facebook Live on this. I obviously blocked all the people from my work from seeing it because I don't want people to kick off. But there's a woman at my work that's 37. I'm 29. She's 37, and she was actually bullying me. Like, I was being bullied by a 37-year-old at the age of 28. Like, that just blows my mind. And I put on Instagram a couple of weeks ago, does anyone ever feel like they've been singled out in a workplace, or just to kind of see if anyone felt that way? And over 40 people, women, said yes, that they felt like someone had singled them out in a workplace. And I was absolutely shocked at that. And I'm just constantly reminded of how grateful I am for this business, because all those people, if they didn't have a side hustle or they didn't have like an Arbonne business, they'd be stuck like in the situation where they're getting picked on by someone and they can't do anything about it. Like, you are stuck in that situation. So I'm so grateful for Arbonne every day that I actually got to the point where I just decided, like, goodbye, I've had enough of you now. And that's because of Arbonne that I could do that. So guys, I just urge you all to get to region, get to nation, because that is when you start having choice. Like, that's what it's about. Absolutely. Like, nation should be your goal. 100%. Nation's doable for everyone. And that's when the financial freedom kicks in. But when you get to area and region, the choices that you have are so much more. So I urge you to go for that so that you have the choice. Okay. So that's a bit about me, about my background. I'm going to talk to you a wee bit today about 3 things that I've been focusing on. And this is what I call the 3 Fs. So there's 3 Fs. So I don't know if you want to write these down or not. The first one is focus. The second one is frequency. And the third one is fun. So I'll let you write them down. Focus, frequency, and fun. I love like an equation. I am a bit of a weirdo. I like accounting. I like numbers, so I love an equation. Focus, frequency, and fun. Focus is the big one. This is the big one. You will know yourself if you've been in Arbonne for more than a week. What you focus on, you bring about. So in terms of the law of attraction, there's a lot of people that I've been chatting to in my team that are new or have been in the business a while. And like one girl in particular started the business, went to district, had a bit of a panic about going to district so quick, so took a few months off, and now she's back in the business, and she's amazing. And she basically said to me the other day, she was like, no one wants to join my team. And I was like, babes, if you're going to say that to yourself, that is exactly what's going to happen. If you're reaffirming those thoughts in your head, that's what's going to happen. So something I did recently was I did a little kind of exercise from Tony Robbins' book, Unleash the Giant Within. And this really actually opened my eyes to a few things. Like, I've read a lot of books and I've never properly done any of these like big exercises. So the exercise that I did was I wrote down a list of empowering self-beliefs that I have about the business. So I wrote 2 lists. I wrote empowering self-beliefs that I have, and I also wrote a list of disempowering self-beliefs that I have. So on the list of empowering beliefs, I had like, I am enough, I'm working hard, I am helping people, I am confident, I'm happy. I had like all the powerful beliefs that I know that are in my head at certain points. And the thing that I noticed was a lot of the beliefs on the powerful empowering list were actually the same as on the disempowering list, but like a mirror image. So I had like, I am enough on the powerful list, and then I had I'm not enough on the disempowering beliefs, because I think we all, and guys, if anyone says to you they don't have these thoughts, they're lying. Like, it happens. It's, like Sarah Dunning, all the people at the top of the business, they will have stuff going on in their heads. So I want you to make sure that you're not using beliefs that you recognize as limiting belief as an excuse, because people get it done anyway. And this is something I've really been focusing on with my team, because a lot of people I've found have been looking for the thing, looking for the reason why it's not working, looking for the thing they need to improve on. Like, stop looking for the thing that you need to improve on, because you're looking in the wrong direction. Look forward, look at the things you're good at, and look at the empowering beliefs. And when I looked at those lists, they were kind of the same length. I had about the same on each list, the disempowering beliefs and the empowering beliefs. And what I realized was, we all know this, a confused mind does nothing. So if you're feeding your mind, yes, I can do it. No, I can't, I'm not good enough. Yes, I can do it. No, I can't, I'm not good enough. You're going to paralyze yourself. And the way out of that situation is affirmations, personal development, doing all the activity that you said you were going to do. And that is the only way to lengthen that powerful belief list and shorten the limiting belief list. It's putting the work in to make that list longer. So are you doing the affirmations? I can absolutely 100% hand on heart say the reason we went area was affirmations. Every day I got up, and when the stats didn't show it, I got up and I said, I am an area manager with Arbonne International. I had no idea where the QV was coming from, but I put myself in that state that I was attracting everything that I was putting out. And affirmations absolutely work. So if you think I'm crazy, or you think the people that are telling you to do affirmations are crazy, just try them. I urge you to just try them for a week, because they will completely change your business. So focusing on going forward and blocking out sidelines. I know that you might be like, Lauren, you've gone wild now, but but a lot of people get distracted by, like, oh, look at that person in the US that's gone region in 6 weeks. Like, look at that person over there that's gone region in 2 months. It's really distracting, and it takes your focus away, and it also eats away at your self-worth, because you start thinking, why am I not there? Why am I not there? Like, I've had that before. Like, we're already regions, and I'm sure me and Ashley have both thought, oh, why, how are they going so fast? And it takes your focus away from your own business. Like, how is that serving you? So when you promote to area, to region, to nation, whatever it is, you're not going to have a clue what's going on around you. You are not going to know any other people that are promoting the same time as you, unless you're in your own team. So I actually would urge you to unfollow anyone that you find you are on, like Instagram, looking at their story or comparing yourselves. Unfollow them. Because if you are looking at them thinking, why is that not me? That is having a negative impact on your business. I've actually unfollowed quite a lot of the US superstars, because I honestly was looking at them and thinking, well, how are they doing that? What can I do? It's just hard work. There's no secret. There's actually no secret. They just work hard, and they do the do. Like, that's it. So following them and comparing yourself isn't going to help you at all. So that's sort of the focus, that you have to be focused. And I know that a lot of you have other things going on. Like, obviously I've had exams a lot of the time. I've had big golf competitions. If you are not obsessed with Arbonne when you're going for a promotion, you'll make it a lot harder for yourself. So are you prepared to get obsessed for a month or 2 months to get to the next level? Like, are you prepared to do that? Because I think if you asked anyone, if you work really hard for 3 months, would you be prepared to really focus on this one thing to earn yourself like £2,000 a month? And it is such a short space of time. So one of the things I learned by going region was I kind of just like had a great time, like dotted around. I was very consistent when we went region, but I never ever pushed for going region. So if I could give you my foresight, condense whatever it is you're prepared to do into a small period of time. Because if it's going to take you 2 years, you may as well just condense it into a short period of time and get it out of the way in the next 2 months. And that is all it takes. It's just a focused period of time on your Arbonne business. And the choices you're going to have after that are going to be amazing. Okay, so that's focus. The next thing is frequency. Who here thinks that when they're following up with people, the people are going to think they're pushy? This is one of my favourite things ever to talk about. Because do you know what? My opinion now, my mindset is in a place that if I'm not being blocked on Facebook or Instagram, they've not had enough of me yet. Like that's the way I feel about the situation. And guys, I haven't actually been, I don't check if people have blocked me. They might have, I don't know. But the people that I've been messaging, no one's blocked me yet. And this is something that I learned from someone was telling me about a panel that Peyton and Avery did, and they are just so good at follow-ups. Like, they don't sit and send 100 messages a day reaching out to new people, randoms on social media. What they do is they speak to people, they go out, they actually make conversation with people, they add them on their social media, and then they follow up with them. Like, that is how they run their massive businesses. They use social media, and they use the frequency of messages and follow-ups to keep that person in the loop, to pop up at the right time. And actually, a lot of people in my business recently, I've caught at the right time because I've been persistent. So one of them, we were at area retreat, and one of them, I messaged one of the girls that I know. She's done the 30 days. She's lost a stone and a half. And I just popped her a message, and I just said, I was like, Josie, I don't think you're in the job of your dreams. She's also an accountant. I was like, I don't feel like you're in the job of your dreams. Have you ever thought about Arbonne? That's all I said. And she's joined the business, and she's doing amazing. And we were talking about our why the other day, and she was like, you caught me at a time where I was actually thinking, like, what am I doing? I don't like my job. And you popped up and you were like, look, I don't think you're in your dream job. And she was literally thinking that at the same time, and she thought, okay, why not? So be the person that pops up when people are thinking, am I in the right place? Like, do I need something else? Because they're going to look for something else anyway. You want them to look for Arbonne. You want them to look for you, and to know that you're still doing it, and you're prepared to help them, and you want to help them. So that's part of the frequency. Also, I'm going to talk a wee bit about social media and how I use social media, because this has been working really well for me recently. I don't use social media to reach out to a lot of people and like add random people and message. What I use social media for is to cut down the amount of time it takes to build a relationship with people. Like, that is what I use social media for. So how many of you think maybe it takes like 4, 5, 6 one-to-ones? You have to catch up with that person. You have to invite them to things if they were a cold prospect. So I use social media to basically add people to my social media, and then I just put anything on it. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I put the most random stuff on Instagram ever. It's usually just me speaking rubbish, but what that does is it makes the people that you add feel like they already know you. So you're actually going to cut out so much time in prospecting by just putting yourself out there a little bit. So if you're kind of new to social media, Instagram, Facebook, I would challenge you to do an Instagram live or a Facebook live. There's no hiding from it. Like, I'm not a great social media expert, but there is no hiding from the fact that it is the 21st century, and social media is going to be a big part of our businesses. So I would urge you to kind of take it by the reins and do a Facebook Live. And then what happens is, when I'm messaging people saying, do you know what, I think you'd be really good at what I do, they feel like they already know me. So they're like, okay, yeah, I'll meet you for a coffee. Like, this will be fine. Does any of you ever feel like you follow someone on social media, you actually feel like you know them? Like, do that? I do that all the time. I'm like, oh, we're like best friends. And then you meet them in real life and they have no idea who you are because you've just been like quietly stalking them. That happens to all of us. But be the person that's like fun and attracting people onto your social media, and then they'll totally feel like, oh, I can go for a coffee with her. I know her. So use your social media in that sense. And that's going to really help like reduce the time with the follow-ups. So frequency of follow-ups is really, really important. And also the frequency of adding new people to your prospect list. So how do you guys go about adding new people? There's so many people on this earth. Like, what are you going to do today? Are you going to go to the shops? Are you going to go to the gym? What are you going to do today? Because you'll have a receptionist in the gym. You'll have people in the gym working out next to you. You'll have people serving you in the shops. There are people everywhere. And if you are open, looking up, open to speaking to people, making eye contact with people, instead of in our phones, which if you look around when you're out in town, the amount of people that are got their heads in their phones is amazing. If you're open to meeting people and making eye contact, you have the potential to open up so many opportunities for yourself and meet amazing people that really need this business. And if you just think, who can I help? Like, go around thinking, who can I help with this business? Who could I offer this to on a daily basis? And by doing your affirmations, you're also going to find that you attract pretty cool people into your life. that you can then just start having conversations with. So yeah, that is the frequency part of things. Keep following up until people block you, basically. And if they do block you, so what? Because when you're a nation, they're probably going to unblock you and ask you what you're doing. Like that is the key to this business. When we went region at my car presentation, there were 2 girls that I'd prospected and prospected and prospected. They never blocked me. They kept coming to stuff, but they'd never actually got around to joining the business. 2 girls that I'd prospected for the 2.5 years that I'd been doing Arbonne came to our car presentation, and both of them said to me on the day, we should have signed up when you asked us. Be the person that is so persistent that you get the freaking car, you get the car presentation, you get to nation, and everyone you know that's ever said no will wish they said yes. And if you work on your vision and your focus and where you're going, no's won't faze you. And if you treat it like a numbers game, the average, the law of averages, every no you get, you're closer to a yes. So go for no's. No's are great. It just gets another one out of the way, because you're going to get no's. You're going to have to be bad to be good. All of us do that. And I think it's probably more difficult if you come from like a corporate industry where you've been working for years and years and you've got a certain level of skills there, to then go back to knowing nothing and really push yourself outside your comfort zone can be quite difficult. But the great thing about Arbonne is you just need to get over yourself, and it's the same for everyone. So that's the frequency. And the last thing is fun. Fun is, myself and Ashley were talking about this the other day. Ashley's like the most fun person ever. I love this. I love you. I can't wait to be having cocktails in Vegas with you. Have fun. The amount of people that have joined our team because they're like, oh, you guys look like you're having so much fun. You always are, you have all these events together. You're positive people. The amount of people that are drawn into that in the beginning, when they don't really know about the business, they're like, oh, this looks like fun. And they come along and then they're like, actually, this business is really amazing and good once they find out what it is. But they're initially drawn in by the fun factor. It's huge. And just kind of going back to link this into focus, community over the last few months, because we built a really good, strong team in Aberdeen. We then have a couple of people that are like in Shetland and Australia and Poland, and they're building their own teams. And I, in my head, got unfocused as in terms of what I was trying to create. So I wasn't focused. And I've now drawn myself back to being like the thing that I'm good at, which is community. So guys, focus on what you're good at, because it will massively help you. And the thing that I'm good at is building a strong community and relationships with my team in Aberdeen. Now, I'm not excluding anyone. I'm encouraging them to go out in where they are. So whether that be Edinburgh, whether it be Glasgow, whether it be Shetland, and create the same thing. And I've been focusing on community over the last sort of 3 months, and every single person that's joined our team in the last 2 months, when I've said, why did you join? Like, what is your why? Has said community. How weird is that? Like, for the last 3 months, that has absolutely been my focus to a T. I've not told anyone, and every single person that's joined has said that is why they joined. So that is just another side note on what you focus on, you will absolutely attract. And yeah, have fun, do incentives for your team. I remember when I started, when Ashley was going region, I didn't speak to anyone. I didn't make eye contact with anyone. I was an absolute, like, lived life in a hoodie. I didn't want to speak to anyone. And I started doing these videos that were actually named the Whyte Challenge. No one probably knows that. And I would just like pop in. I just wanted to help her go regions so much that I would pop up and do a video and be like, okay, Whyte Challenge for the day is, this is me back in the day. I wish I could find one of these videos from you. You'd be like, what were you doing? And I'd just be like, okay, whoever does 1,000 QV in the next 2 days, we're going to give Genius Pads to. Like, I've got Genius Pads right here. I'm going to give them to whoever it is that does 1,000 QV first in the next 2 days. And like, get the energy going and the fun going in your team. Like, small things like that. Like, you get free Genius Pads if you place a certain order or whatever. So use those things to get the fun and the energy going in your team. And people absolutely loved it. Like, that really, really helped bring in a lot of QV for Ashley going region. A, because no one knew who I was because it was so quiet, and then I started doing these videos. And B, because it was like a little bit of competition and it was fun. So get the fun going, get the energy going. but also it's about hard work. So you don't want to just be having fun 100% of the time and being like, oh, let's meet up and have a night out 5 days a week and not actually do any work, because obviously your business isn't going to go forward if you do that. But have fun with it, and don't forget why you started and the reason that you're here, and what your vision is in the business. That always have that in the back of your mind with whatever you're doing, because it's so easy to, when you have hard days, everyone has hard days, everyone, just throw it out there, everyone has hard days. But when you remind yourself of why you're doing this, you will be fine. You'll get through it. Give your upline permission to remind you of why you started doing this business. And yeah, guys, you can all do this. People have gone area in 2 months, whatever. Like, you can do that if you just get obsessed and have the fun and be persistent and have the consistency. So I'm super excited to see all the announcements over the next few weeks on Ashley Coronation of all you guys going area and region. But yeah, thank you so much for asking me to do this call. I love you guys so much.
Thank you so much, Lauren. Oh my God, I've got literally pages and pages of notes here. That was amazing. I love so much about what you were saying. See that thing you said about, like, with the frequency, just condensing what you're prepared to do into a short time. I was listening to, some floor alarms going off here. I was listening to, I think it was Sarah Dunning. It was actually an older call, but that way when you just find one on SoundCloud that's brilliant. And she was saying, at the end of the day, what you need to be prepared to do is condensing 40 years, actually 50 years now, worth of work into 4 years. So you're going to have to show up every day. You're going to have to really go for it every day. But are you prepared to do that? And I think it's just like really, really getting that theory into your head. Like, seriously, if someone said to you, okay, you can go out and work for, 40 hours a week, which most people don't because they work more, for 50 years, and then you can retire on a mediocre kind of pension, whatever. How do you feel about that? Or I tell you what, you could go hell for leather, you could work really hard for 4 years, and you could just have the rest of your life off. Like, that's what it is. Whether we think it or not, guys, that is what it is. So are you prepared to show up for that? Because see, if you're not, you're in the wrong place. Like, you're totally in the wrong place. Go and do the corporate job and show up every day and have your mediocre pension and happy days, right? That's a settler. That's what 99% of the population will do. But we're here at 8 o'clock on a Sunday morning for a reason, and that is it. Like, that for me was just like the moment of clarity of this, right? Okay, when I can't be bothered doing Arbor, when I don't feel like getting up early, when I don't feel like going to bed late, all those things, think about that. So that just got me. I was like, oh my God, yes, because that's exactly what Sarah Dunning was saying. And the other thing you were saying was about stop saying there are not enough people to talk to. Like, you're talking about, like, where are all these people like to talk to? And we've got like a world, like a globe full of people. And the thing is that there are so many ways that you can connect with the entire world now. Whereas, 40 years ago, when everyone else started Arbonne, there were not, like, they didn't have social media. They couldn't just connect with people that didn't have mobile phones. So unless you had someone's phone number, how the hell were you supposed to contact them? And yet people created businesses all over the world. I remember a story about Krista Giling, who's an executive national vice president. She sent honestly, one day she got up and sent about 300 emails, like random emails. I mean, who even reads email? But sent emails to people in Australia. And by total chance, one of those people got back to her and became a national vice president in Australia because she sent these emails. But that was the only way that she could connect. So people have always been looking for those routes. But the reality is, have you actually exhausted your warm network first? Because most people have not. Okay, they think they have, but that's a story. You have to be honest with yourself. Have I actually asked everyone I know? Most of us haven't. There are still people out there that you're like, oh, don't know. And the reality is that if you don't ask, someone else will, for lots and lots of different, not even just in Arbonne, but how much will you kick yourself if someone joins Arbonne? It's happened to me about 3 times. Or if someone that joins another network marketing company. Like, you're going to be raging at yourself. So just do it, because the worst that can happen is they say no. So it's all good. So, oh my God, I've got so much from that, Lauren. Thank you so much. I've got a dog barking to get out. I've got a child who's trying to escape through the same door that the dog wants out of. And then we've got Max is up now. Everything's about to go crazy in the Carr household this morning. So I really appreciate everybody jumping on. First thing on a Sunday morning. You're all amazing, Lauren. You are the best. I love you. Cannot wait to see you in Vegas. How cool is it that that's where we meet up with each other? I love that. Like, I know you're only in Aberdeen, but we'll just hang out in Vegas instead. That's how we do it in our one.
Thank you so much for having me. I love you guys. Have the best
Thanks,
one.
guys. Thank you, honey. Bye. Bye.